And I'm also the creator of the Sylvia System. And I wanted to invite you to come to learn about what you can do as a new agent with kvCore. And I know people need a lot of help and there's so much to do. And that's why I wanted to do this training today. New agent kit for kvCore. Here we go. You are going to get free gifts. After this webinar, you should all get an email after the webinar. One's going to be giving you access to your free gifts and explaining that. And the other one is kind of more resources. Okay, that will follow that email. But let's talk about the free gifts you get. The first free gift you're going to get is my 10 essentials to fast start your kvCore class. And it's going to be free to you. It's just going to have you get started with all the basics. You know, what is kvCore? What are the everyday features of it? What are 5 things you should really consider before getting started with kvCore? What prerequisites do you need to have in place? What's the new kvCore look like as opposed to the old? Now we all at this point have the new kvCore, so you can't even switch back to the old kvCore. So it's kind of a moot point, but I show you how to add a contact with the new kvCore, how to create your agent profile, add SEO pages, edit your basic settings, just the basic stuff, basic stuff, installing essential default campaigns, creating a single property squeeze page, posting it and boosting it on Facebook. So this is really, if everybody watched this training and did what it said, you would all be so much farther ahead with kvCore than so many other agents using kvCore. All right. So you're going to get that. Okay. The other thing you're going to get is 5 tips for using video with kvCore and beyond. I get a lot of questions about using video. How do I use video on Facebook? You know, how do I use it everywhere? Well, I don't go into every possible scenario. Like I don't talk about TikTok video because I don't personally care about that. Some people do, and I want you to care about that if you want to care about it. Some people do a lot of Instagram video. I am just talking about really the basics, like the most simplest way you can make video happen in your social media marketing life. Okay, I'm about keeping it simple, but giving you all the details that you need to do the simple things. Okay, I also talk about sending the video messages in a free way. So kvCore does have an option where you can upgrade to with BombBomb video, which you can send text messages and email messages, video messages. I'm here to teach you how to do it the free way, okay? And also how you can do it in your social media life as well, not just kvCore. And then I also give you how to create and send an email newsletter from kvCore. You know, basically if you're creating a newsletter template, how to create that template, and then how to kind of, you know, build it out and then use it over and over again to send new content every week or every month. Okay. And then finally, the top 5 free marketing strategies for realtors. I feel like this class is super important. I've worked with a lot of new agents and maybe they've been an agent for 6 months, a year, and you Google them and they can't be found. They can't be found online very well. And so I teach you how to get found online and how to leverage some of the tools you already have access to for free. Now, I do talk about RPR in here, which Canadian agents you don't have access to because it's a National Association of Realtors benefit in the US. But everything else you can do, okay? All right, so those are your free gifts. Fun? Let's talk about why you should use kvCore in the first place, okay? I'm gonna have a little sip of my coffee because my dog woke me up in the middle of the night and I'm real tired. And then I had to do a showing really quick just now and then hand off the rest of the showings to another agent because I was coming back to do this. So I do sell real estate. I'm a busy real estate agent. And I started teaching people kvCore really out of the kindness of my heart. And it's turned into this whole thing, sort of like a ball and chain for me, but honestly, I do love it. So that's why I do it. It's still fun. I get to teach things. Okay, so I like to teach. I used to be a teacher, so it's fine. I was a journalist before that, so I like to tell people what to do. Okay, so let's talk about why you should use kvCore in the first place. Here are some of the top best uses and features of kvCore. It's your web IDX. What does that mean? Your web IDX It means you have a consumer facing website. So this is my kvCore website, and I can have, this can be searchable on the internet. I can send a link to my website, to my sphere, to my clients, and they can access all the listings that I have access to on the MLS. They can search properties. They can get their instant home value. They can get market reports. They can see custom pages, custom widgets, my testimonials that I've added there, my bio, blog posts I've written, my areas that I cover. So it's your consumer facing website. On that website, as I just showed you, you can add widgets, you can customize widgets, or you can just add the default widgets that are available to you and rearrange them. You can add your own testimonials. Your website is compliant with your state. In most cases, some Canadian agents, some California agents, and some Texas agents, you kind of have to do another step, and you know what your compliance laws are. So I don't have time to go into that, but you guys know what to do. Ask your broker. You also, on your consumer facing website, on your Web IDX, can offer the property search, home valuation, market reports, as I mentioned, and you can add custom pages. You also use it for your lead generation platform. You can create squeeze pages, landing pages. What are these? These are lead generating links that you can create and then put out there on the interwebs, Facebook, LinkedIn, blog posts, Twitter, whatever your little heart desires, to drive people back to your website so that you can generate leads and start communicating with those leads. kvCore also now offers playbooks, which are pretty cool. I don't have time to go into everything kvCore does today, but I have tons of training. And after this, you'll get pointed in all the right directions to get more. Okay, this is a starting point. Then you've got automation. What does that mean? Well, you can create drip campaigns. Drip campaigns, what are those? That's when you have actions, like a certain email that's going to get sent, or a certain text message that's going to get sent, or a task is going to be created for you, the agent, all automatically after something happens. So after you get a new buyer lead that comes into your system, they're going to get the new buyer lead campaign. And in that campaign, automatically, kvCore then will send an email, and then it'll send a text. And then in a couple of days, it'll send this other email, and then it'll create a task for you, whatever it is. And you can modify, you can create from scratch if you want to, these campaigns. It also has behavior alerts and search alerts and valuations. What does this mean? This means stuff beyond the drip campaigns. Behavior alerts are something that kvCore can do when your lead visits the website again later. So for example, you get a lead today, and then in 2 weeks, they don't visit your website for 2 weeks. And then in 2 weeks, they decide to come back to your website and they visit it again. The system knows, oh, this person hasn't been to the website in 14 days. I'm going to text them and say, hey, welcome back to the website. Anything I can do for you? It's going to do this automatically. All right. If there's no phone number, they're going to get an email instead. Okay. And then search alerts. Search alerts are when somebody looks at a property on your website. They look at a listing that you promoted, a listing like, hey, check out this new listing my colleague just listed in X neighborhood. I'd love to show it to you. Contact me for a private showing, blah, blah, blah. And then you get a lead. Well, after that lead's looked at that property, kvCore is going to automatically create lists of properties that are similar to one they looked at. And they're going to start getting those lists of properties every day. And then there's valuations. Valuations are when somebody asks for their instant home value on your website. So if they click on here, or you share this link, or a link like this, that's a squeeze page where people can enter their address to get their instant home value. If somebody's requested that information and provided their email address, they're going to get a valuation of their home. And every time their valuation changes, they're going to get an update. So that's some of the automation that will happen with kvCore. And then finally, there's all kinds of tools, additions, integrations, add-ons. We have an open house app. There's a kvCore mobile app, which I definitely want you to download the kvCore mobile app, and you're going to log in to your kvCore account, just like you would at kvcore.com, username and password. And then you can message your leads. You can, if you receive a lead, you can reply back to them. If they give you a text message, You can use it as a dialer. You can take notes. There's all kinds of things you can do with this app. Now let's talk about 5 ways to get started with kvCore as a new agent. Are you ready? Okay. One thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to import your database. And some of you are like, well, gosh, I'm brand new. I don't have a database. Well, let's think about why you need one. Did you know that realtors earning $100,000 or more in GCI, that's gross commission income, are twice as likely to also be agents who are using a CRM? What is a CRM? A CRM is Customer Relationship Manager. It is a system that you can put all your contacts in, your leads, past clients, new clients, vendors, other agents, everybody in this relationship manager system where you can categorize these people. You can trigger certain campaigns, actions that will happen for these different categories and keep in better touch so that you're always top of mind with your database. So as a new agent, you want to start building this database. And so the way that you're going to do that is you're going to think about who is your sphere. Your sphere is the person who does your hair, your CPA. If you have another job or did have another type of job in the past, all your previous coworkers, maybe even past clients from another job, people you go to church with, community groups, your kids, friends, parents, neighbors, person that works at the gas station down the street that you see all the time. These are your sphere. Okay, anybody you've ever come in contact with, the person who your dog groomer, the people who do your lawn, your whatever. Okay, the waitress that works at the diner you always drink coffee at, whatever it is, that's your sphere. Okay, and you're gonna take all those people and you're gonna put them into a database. I have a lead import template, and you'll be getting access to all this stuff, and I'm going to show you this lead import template. This is basically a spreadsheet example of how you're going to organize your contacts so that you can upload them to kvCore. And this top section, I basically just have all the directions for how to put this template together or this database together. And what you're going to do is you can either go to file and make a copy of this Google Sheet so that you can edit it and put it in your own Google Drive, or you can download it as an Excel document. Okay. So you do either of those things and then use it to kind of organize your people. First and last name, email address, if you have it, what the status is. So I'm imagining most of these people are going to be sphere. They're going to be people, if you haven't sold real estate before, and even if you have, if they're past clients, they're still sphere. Anybody that you know is your sphere. I'm going to recommend you're not going to put new leads, that they're not going to be status of new lead. And I don't have time to explain everything, but basically imagine these are all the people that you know that you're uploading to kvCore. Put them in a sphere, I'm going to say, okay? And then you can also add hashtags, and there's a certain way to do it, so follow the directions, but a hashtag might be a family member. So you can see I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I've got here, because I've got like this example of several. So this is past client, one word, and then it's separated by just one of those little separator symbols on your keyboard, no spaces. And then another one is family. Another hashtag I have is calendar 2020. That means that's how I categorized all the people in my database last year that I sent my holiday calendar to. So this just gives you an example. Okay, you're going to put their cell phone number in there and then deal type. So basically for everybody in your sphere, they're going to be buyers, sellers. They're going to be both. Okay, if you know that they are a renter, they're going to be a buyer, renter. If you know that they might never ever sell their house or buy a house again, that's fine. They're still a buyer, seller, because they might refer business to you. And so even if you don't currently have a deal going on with them currently, they're still a potential buyer seller in some sort of way. So, or maybe they're another agent, or maybe they're a vendor, like an inspector. Okay, so deal type, and you can have multiple deal types. You can have one status, but multiple deal types. The assigned agent is you, and whatever email is associated with your kvCore account, that's what you're going to put in there. If there's a home phone number for the people, and then this stuff, email opt-in, text on, phone on. You need it every time if you're going to upload a document like this of all your contacts, and you want the system to know that you have permission to call, text, and email these people. Oops, that should all be on true. True. So the false is just an example. Like, no, I don't want to call. I don't have permission to call them. But put it on true. Their primary address, and if they're past clients, their last closing date with you. If they have a spouse name, now I would say on the spouses, if you have an email address and or separate phone number for the spouse, I would definitely create a separate contact for that person, because when it comes to like birthday messages and that kind of thing, the only way that spouse will get it is if they have their own email, at their own lead contact page. So don't worry about area and price, just it's too complicated and it doesn't matter. So just don't worry about it. Okay, read the directions in the top. You don't have to have all these columns, and they can be in a different order. If you want to add a note in there, you can. And if you want to add their birthday in there, you can. Once you have the document prepared, make sure you have get 100 contacts. 100 people somehow. Find 100 people that you know and put them in there. Okay, and then you're going to upload it. How are you going to upload it? There's 2 different ways you can do this. Part one, well, either way, no matter what, you're going to go to Lead Engine, and you're going to go to all Lead Engine tools, and at the top right hand side, and I don't know if you can see it if the video is covering them, but top right hand side of this page, it says bulk lead import. You're going to click on that, and then it's going to you're going to either submit the file and kvCore is going to do it for you, or you're going to upload your CSV file here. So once you have your document prepared, whether it's in Excel or in Google Sheets, you're going to download it as a comma separated value sheet document, so that you can upload that file type here. So you're going to do this, get started yourself, put it in there, and it's going to upload. Okay, so that's step one. Now somebody already mentioned I've done that already. Now what? So next, adding a lender. So let's talk about why you might want to add a lender first and how it looks. So here on my website, you'll see I have the financing tab here. If I click on financing, it takes me to my lender's page that's on my website. And if I click on get started, it's going to take me to my lender's loan application. In kvCore, there are sometimes these widgets you can add that say get pre-approved or get financed. And then there's also the option to have this financing tab showing on your website. You don't want that to show, or you don't want to have a get a pre-approved widget showing if you don't have a lender connected to your kvCore. I mean, you could, but when people click on it, it's just going to go to your profile page. What happens when you add a lender? What's going to happen is anytime you get a buyer lead, that lender is also going to have access to that lead. The other thing you need to be aware of is when you invite a lender to partner with you in your kvCore, they're going to have the same type of access that you did. And I'm going to go over that kind of a little bit and give you some resources. But when you're choosing a lender, and that's kind of what I want to focus on right now, when you're choosing a lender, make sure it's somebody that you maybe is newer and hungry to get leads, to get buyer leads, and they're willing to work it with you. Like when you get a new buyer lead, they are willing to pick up the phone and call that buyer lead for you and introduce themselves and say, hey, you were on Sylvia Dana's real estate website. She's a great realtor I work with. And I see that you were looking at, this house in this neighborhood, and I'm a lender, and I'm the lender that Sylvia works with. And I'm wondering if you need to be pre-approved or need to talk about, the home buying process, because I'm happy to help, and see if you can get that type of lender who will actually help you convert these leads, and make sure you're the realtor that gets them. All right. So, you'll have the leads too. You both get them, but if help you convert the leads. So you want somebody like that. I've had several different lenders that I've partnered with, and then they just get the leads and they don't do anything with them. And then they're the kind of lender who's like, hey, why aren't you giving me business? And it's like, I don't know. Why aren't you helping me work my leads? So there. So how does this look in real life? So, let's talk about what the lender can access. What happens when you add a lender is they get an email with their login credentials, just like you did when you got your kvCore account. And they have to log into kvcore.com with their username and create a password. And then and they can see basically what you can see. They can do most everything you can do. They have their own profile where they're going to add their information, their bio. It's important there's some sort of bio there. Their picture, it's super important they add their own picture and update their bio, and have a signature is nice. And then they're going to have their pre-approval link option as well. And then they're going to have a smart CRM. And if they're working with several different agents who are using kvCore, they're going to have their own CRM where they're going to have access to, maybe they have 3 different agents that they know that they're working their kvCore with, and they'll be able to see all the leads that they have access to. The ones they don't have access to that haven't been assigned to them will show as private, and they can send emails and texts and see the information and add notes to that person's lead contact information. They can add a note. And they can pin it to the top so you can see it too. You're going to definitely want to find a lender who's willing to do it. The other thing that's super exciting is the lender can go to the lead engine and they can build a squeeze page for your domain. So here it shows this domain here and all the domains I have access to up here. So your lender would have the same thing. They would say, oh, well, I'm going to create a squeeze page for Sylvia's domain today and create I'm going to promote this property. And they can just build their own squeeze page, post it on Facebook or pay for an ad, and then get leads for both of you. Okay, they could do that. Super cool. All right. So anyway, hopefully, and if you have a lender that's really experienced, but maybe they don't want to do that, but maybe that lender has an assistant that would be willing to, that the lender is willing to pay the assistant to help work this, because it can be a great partnership. Got this directly from kvCore support articles, how to get a lender involved, how to get them excited about it. And there's some co-marketing strategies and tactics video here. This all comes from Inside Real Estate. If you're in eXp Realty specifically, you need a form to fill out. This is the form you're going to fill out yourself to request a lender be added. This is for eXp agents. So if you're not an eXp agent, you would go to your brokerage support people and say, how do I add a lender? Your brokerage sets up your kvCore account, sets up your lender's accounts, and then kvCore takes it from there as far as the support part. Let's say you want to invite multiple lenders. You can have multiple lenders with your kvCore. However, I'm going to go to my profile. If I click on edit profile, you'll see here right now, Eric is my lender here. And I'm showing him on my subdomain so that he shows on the finance tab. I can only have one primary lender in here at a time. That means that's the lender that's going to show up when you click on financing. And when I get leads, this is the lender that's automatically can get those leads. Now I can go through and unassign or remove that lender to a certain lead and then assign a new lender if I want to, but you can only have one primary at a time. Now let's talk about sending an intro email. What we're going to do is we're going to build an email template inside kvCore that you can use to send to your whole database. Now that you got in there, and you're going to invite them to check out your website, and you can change this up, telling them you're a new realtor or you just joined a new brokerage or whatever it is you're excited about. You can build this. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go into our marketing. It used to be called marketing autopilot, and I still call it that. I don't know why they took the autopilot away, because lead engine they kept, and I still want to say marketing autopilot. And I'm going to go to all marketing, and then I'm going to go to the smart campaign area. And now I've got these 3 tabs: my campaigns, kvCore library, and templates. I'm going to go to templates. Here in templates, we are going to click on add a template. And we're going to go to email template. So we're creating a new email template. This is a basic editor template. We're not going to be able to do, add images very well here, or video or whatever. And that's okay. We could still use this section to create this template. But I want to show you how I'm going to take it up a notch. I'm going to show you how to make it a little fancier. Okay, we're just going to make it a little bit fancy. Okay, so I'm going to go to advanced editor. Yes, I want to switch to the advanced editor, and you're going to build this in the advanced editor. Okay, and you'll notice, if you've ever used MailChimp or Constant Contact, it's very similar. It's like a drag and drop situation. It's quite nice. So this first little section here is it's just a row. There's no content there. I'm going to go over here and drag myself another row, and then I'm going to go to content here, and here where it says text, I'm going to drag this text to the top. Okay, and it says I'm a new text block ready for content. And now that I have that, I'm going to paste my content that I just grabbed, and I'm going to take this information, the template name section here, and subject line. So here, this is the name, template name, website intro email. I'm going to copy that text, and you all will get a replay. So I hope you're not trying to follow me step by step here, because you're going to get lost. And then first name, you're invited. We're going to copy that. So basically, in this, it's going to show Sue, you're invited. And again, you can change this to whatever you want. Okay. And then we're going to move this up. Now, anytime you copy text, you copy text from a different document on the internet, whether it's a Google Doc or your notes section, and you're copying and pasting text into kvCore, it's not going to look very nice when you just paste it like this. So give it some love here. So I like to separate the paragraphs. Okay. So I'm just kind of separating the lines so it looks nicer when it shows up. And then you can select, you can change the font if you want to. If I want to on Tahoma, for example. Okay. And the size and all that jazz. All right, so I just changed the look of it a bit to make it look nice. All right, another thing that I want to tell you is, before you mess with this too much and go too far, you might spend a lot of time in this, and all of a sudden it just goes away. It just deletes, because sometimes that happens with things, right? Especially kvCore. And so before I go too far with this, I want to just go ahead and add the template so that this much is saved. And then I'm going to go into my email, and oh gosh, I hope I could find it. Website intro email. There it is. Okay. And I'm going to go to edit. Any template you create yourself in kvCore, you should be able to edit. Okay. All right. So we've got that much done. Now let's have a little more fun. One option is to put in buttons. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into rows here, and I'm going to grab this 3 columns, and I'm going to drag it down here. And then I'm going to go back to my content, and I'm going to drag a button on each. Okay. And then I'm going to do the following. I'm going to say, So type over this. Search homes, home value, valuation, and market reports. It did 2 lines, so just for evenness, I'm just going to say search homes, search properties. That's going to say there. There, I made it all nice now. Okay, and then what you can do is you can put links here. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to go back to my own website and I'm going to do the search property link. So here I'm going to go to my search property, West Michigan properties. And one thing to know when you click on this, it's probably just going to show you all of your brokerage listings in the MLS here, and it might not be that many, and you might want more. You might want to just show the whole MLS. So by default, it's going to show our listings, which is kind of a pain, I think. But to change this, you're just going to click on more filters, apply filters, and then now it's showing me everything. So I'm going to, or most everything. It only ever shows you a total of like 800. It doesn't ever show you more than 800. So I'm going to go to the URL window up here. I'm going to select this whole, I'm going to copy and select this whole link. And I'm going to go to search properties here. Boop. And the link type is open a web page, paste it like so. Now I'm going to go to home valuation. And I'm going to go to cell. Here's my cell link. I'm going to copy that cell link. And I'm going to paste like so. And then finally, market reports. I'm going to go back to search properties, and where you find the market report button is right here where it says free market report. I'm going to select that, copy, and where'd it go? There it is. Market reports. Okay, and paste. All right. So now I've got my button options. Then I'm going to drag this other row down here. I'm also going to drag more content, and I want my signature to show up. And so I could do a whole new signature here, but if I created my agent profile, like you all are going to do, because you're going to watch my 10 essentials to fast start your kvCore, you're going to put your signature in that profile. And so I just want this, my signature, to automatically fill in there. And how do I do that? I do that with a merge tag. So I got to make sure there's a text content box there, and I click on it and it says merge tags. I'm going to go to merge tag, and I'm going to go to agent signature. Boom. So now it's just going to automatically fill in, just like these are merge tags. The first name, the person's first name is going to fill in. Your full name is going to fill in here. Your signature is going to fill in here. Okay. Now this is a mass email. And when you send mass emails like this, usually in this, now I don't think they've changed this. Back in the day, they didn't have the option to for an unsubscribe URL. Like it, you know, somebody couldn't just unsubscribe. You have to put it in there manually, not on the regular emails you send out, but on these that you create in the advanced email editor. So I'm going to put a unsubscribe link so that if I'm sending this to people that I don't know very well, I want to make sure I don't make anybody mad. So I'm going to go to merge tags here, and I'm going to go to unsubscribe URL. Boom. And so they can unsubscribe if they want to. Okay. And that will show up there. Okay. So I could leave it like that, but just to show you what more we could do, I want to take it one step further. If you had a little video like introducing, like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I just joined this new company and blah, blah, blah. And I want to show you my new website, blah, 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 whatever you want to say. Do a quick little video, put it on YouTube, It does not have to be fancy. Okay. It does not have to be professionally done. I'm going to go to my, oopsies. I'm going to go to my YouTube channel really fast and grab a video of myself. I have a little intro video. I mean, I need to update my intro video really bad, but it's fine. It's from 2018. Okay, so I'm going to take this one. So here's my video, and this link up here is the watch link. This is the link you need. It's kind of a cute little video.
Hi, I'm Sylvia Dana.
Okay, so anyway, I want to take, and I don't want to, you're not going to click on share and take that link. You're going to use the watch link, which is the URL up here. And I am going to go back to my content box. I'm going to grab video, drag it like so, add the video URL and paste. Did it do it? Oops, didn't do it. I didn't do it right. Paste and hit enter. There we go. There it is. Ta-da! Isn't that lovely? That is super lovely. Okay, so I'm done. That's good enough. Okay, again, you can write what, change this to say whatever you want to say. You can do a video or not. You could just put your picture in there if you wanted, or you could not put anything. And then in your agent signature, maybe you have a picture. Okay, and then that's fine. And now I'm going to update the template. Okay, and now let's say you're ready to send this. What you're going to do is you're going to go to marketing, all marketing. And up here, you're going to see this dashboard. And now you can see the scheduled mass emails. And we're going to schedule a mass email. So I'm going to click here, schedule. And then who would I want to send this to? You can send it to a certain criteria. Maybe you created a saved filter, or you put a certain hashtag on the leads that you want to get your, intro email newsletter to, or you just want to send it to, a certain, anybody who has the status of sphere in your database, or maybe everybody, maybe every single person, every single status. But I just want to do just my sphere in this case. And then I'm going to search my templates. Here it is, website intro email. And it is filling in automatically. Now from here, I could edit it if I wanted to. I could add here to include my signature here, but I've already done it with a merge tag, so I don't need to do it twice. And I can choose when to send it. Well, I want to send this Monday, let's say at 9 a.m. Now, be aware, it says Eastern time here. This means even if you live in Pacific time, if you put 9 a.m. here, that's going to send 9 a.m. Eastern time. So it's always going to send Eastern time. So if you put 9 a.m. here, that means 9 a.m. Eastern time. So keep that in mind. So if you want this to go out at 9 a.m. Pacific time, you're going to put 6 a.m. Eastern time. Okay. All right. And then from here, I've got it scheduled for when I want it to go, and I can click schedule. And now it'll just happen. Are the email analytics great? Nope. Does anybody care? I don't. Okay. But it's free. And if it's free, it's for me. All right. And it tells you how many estimated are going to get it. Okay. Now I don't really want to send this. So I'm going to just delete it. Okay. But you want to send yours. All right. So that's one thing to do, is invite your people to come check out your website. Do we get to view before sending? Yeah, you can send yourself a preview. I would recommend you create your own lead contact that has an email address that's not associated with your kvCore account, and just go to that contact and send that template to yourself directly to see what it looks like, to test it, make sure you're good. But that's how I would do it. It won't delete the template, just the mailing. Right, Pamela, I just deleted the scheduled mailing, but I still have the template in there. Template's still in there. Okay. All right. Okay, good. We're doing good. Okay, we're a little behind, but that's okay. I'll stick with you if you stick with me. How's that? I'm just tell you what else we're going to talk about so that you know what's coming. We're going to talk about creating squeeze pages and doing social media posts and giving you ideas of how you can learn kvCore and get more help. Okay. I'm going to show you how to create a squeeze page and post on Facebook. So you're like, if you've been sitting here like for the longest time, what is a squeeze page? When you create a squeeze page though, what you're doing is you're giving kvCore directions about what to do with the lead. Like if there's a hashtag you want added to it, if there's a certain campaign you want triggered, like you want to customize it, you can. But if you, again, follow the free gift I'm giving you, 10 essentials to fast start your kvCore. You're going to get everything you need. So I don't want you to think to yourself, well, gee, in this training, Sylvia didn't tell me enough. I don't have enough because I just have a plethora of training. So if this is your first big introduction to kvCore, just consider a layering process. Remember when you guys took your licensing class and you're like, I don't understand anything that I'm being taught. It's like learning a completely new language and I don't get it. And then you took the test and you're like, wow, did we even go over any of that in the class? Remember those days? Okay, you're going to get it. Don't worry. All right. Okay, so let's just build a squeeze page. So what is a squeeze page? Well, there's a variety of different types of squeeze pages that you can do. And we're going to be talking about creating a list, promoting a listing. Okay. And I'm going to teach you the old school way, because there is a newer, more exciting way to do this now. But I'm going to show you the old school way. Property listings that I have access to in the back end. And I can see all the listings that I have access to in my MLS. And so I'm going to open up this first one because it's in the newest one and make sure there's no upcoming open houses. So I can't promote that. Oh, it's multifamily. That's nice. So it's a multifamily home. It's a duplex, nice north side. I like it. Okay, the lower has 3 units and rents for 1,000. Upper unit has 2 beds and rents for 800. Okay, they have lovely. I like it. Good enough. Okay, I am going to click on the direct link that's going to take me to my website to look at this listing. This is not a true squeeze page. This is just a link to this property on my website. Could I take this link and post it somewhere and possibly generate a lead? Yes, I could. Now, what's going to happen if somebody does do that and they come to this property and they look at like 2 or 3 pictures, then they'll be asked to register on my website, and then I could generate a lead. Okay, but typically what's going to happen, they might look at the first or second picture, look at the quick description, and then just leave. And then if they've already looked at all that, and then they start looking at more pictures and realize they have to register before they can see more, they might just drop out because they're like, well, I saw enough. Okay, so you want to get a lead. So with a squeeze page, we can force the lead generation immediately, which is what we want to do. Okay, and so as far as can you promote other people's listings or not, that is between you and your state advertising laws. I was, arguing with somebody about workplace about this the other day. They're like, well, in NAR, National Association of Realtors says blah, blah, blah. Well, National Association of Realtors is a trade association. We are not governed by the National Association of Realtors. They are a trade organization that you can join. You are governed by your state board and state department of licensing. Okay, that's who you are governed by. So you're going to follow your state advertising laws. And in Michigan, I can promote any other brokerage's listing that I want to without written permission. And I can promote any agent's listing I want, as long as in the post, I say who the listing brokerage is. So you need to know what your state laws are and follow those. Okay. All right. So this is what I'm going to promote. I'm just going to grab this MLS ID. I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to go back to my back end here, and I'm going to go back to my lead engine. I'm going to go build a squeeze page. And then I'm going to go to single property squeeze page. And I'm going to be promoting a listing. So that's why it's single property squeeze page. I'm going to paste my MLS ID in there. There's the property. Boom. And now I'm going to choose my source. My source is Facebook. I'm going to put this on Facebook. Do you have to have a source specifically? If you're not sure where you want to post it and you just want to post it in a variety of places, great. You can just put general. Just have a source called general. So that means that, well, I just want the freedom to post this link wherever I want to, because I don't want to create a different link for each source. I recommend you do, but you don't have to. Okay. So I'm going to just say Facebook. And then you can do hashtags. In this case, I like to do the hashtag of the property. So when I get the lead, I see the lead address right there as a hashtag, and I can categorize that so much better. I know why I got that lead, when I posted that squeeze page, how many leads. I can show how many leads were interested in that property specifically, because you're categorizing your lead automatically now with a hashtag. So these aren't like social media hashtags like, Realtor for life, hashtag Realtor for life, or hashtag Epique Realty proud. That's not these kind of hashtags. These are hashtags that are going to categorize your leads for you. So I'm going to give it a hashtag right away. And I'm not going to use the hashtag symbol to create the hashtag. I'm just going to type in the hashtag. So I'm going to do it. It's 1448 Broadway Ave Northwest. Oops. And then it says press enter to create the hashtag, but that doesn't work. You actually have to click on this to actually create the hashtag. Why it says press enter? Don't know. You click on it and then it creates the hashtag. Now, that's what's going to happen when I get the lead, is this hashtag is going to be attached to it. Now, I have another hashtag I use. If you are somebody who got my setup, you have the same campaign, but I have a hashtag that's going to trigger a custom campaign. So in other words, when kvCore sees this hashtag come in with the lead, it's going to say, "Ooh, I gotta make this custom campaign go. I don't want the regular default buyer campaign to go. I want this custom Facebook buyer campaign to go." So if you've got my setup, which there's a couple of you on that you have the Facebook buyer campaign. So you can put the hashtag Facebook buyer. And when the lead comes in with that hashtag, your Facebook buyer campaign will start instead of your new buyer campaign. And then property views allowed before registration. Please put it on immediate if you want to get leads. There's so many people, they don't listen to me. They're like, "Oh, I'm just going to put it on 2 because that way people can look at a couple pictures and then maybe I'll still get the lead." You're probably not going to get the lead. So just put it on immediate. Okay. And then you're going to generate the link. And the short link and the long link are essentially the same thing. The short link will automatically convert to the long link when you click on it, but it just looks prettier. But I'm just going to copy this long link and I am going to go to Facebook now. Do you have to have a Facebook business page? I'm going to say yes, you need one. Okay. Do you have to have a Facebook business page before you set up your kvCore? No, but if you want to really start generating leads and have a good online presence, you have to have a Facebook business page. I don't care if you also have Snapchat and TikTok and Twitter, great, but you have to have a Facebook business page. It's just a fact. Okay, so I'm going to go to my real estate business page here. And you can click on create a post in Creator Studio if you've activated that. I'm not going to say go ahead and create a post in Facebook. Don't do it that way. You're either going to create a post in Creator Studio or you're going to go over here and go to Publishing Tools. Either one is okay because you just have more control. That's why I'm suggesting it. Creator Studio or Publishing Tools. And then from here, the back end of your kvCore business page, we're going to create a post. And now over here, you'll notice on the left-hand side, it says placements. This is my real estate business page. And I have also connected my Instagram page to this. I can also show this post on Instagram. I'm not going to though today because it's a link to my website and Instagram doesn't love links. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to paste this link preview though over here because I want to make sure the link of the property shows properly. And it does. Look at that. And now over here where it says customize your Facebook post, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to say new duplex listing in Northwest Grand Rapids. And then you got to do emojis when you're doing Facebook posts because people like it and you'll get noticed more. So I'm just going to do a few little emojis. Okay. And then I like bullet points and I use this green checkbox. You can do whatever you want. It can be a sun, it can be whatever. And so I'm going to say Listed for $199K. And then what else about it? Plenty of parking. Both units have nice decks, easy access to downtown entertainment. Okay. Grab this little check mark. Okay. 2 units. Total income $1,800 per month. Plenty of parking, close to US 131 and downtown entertainment. So let's leave it at a minute, something like that. And then I do contact me for a private showing, exclamation point. And then to be compliant, my state listing provided by, who is this listing provided by? Blueprint Properties, LLC. Blueprint Properties, LLC. Boop. There I go. And I'm publishing. So now it's published to my Facebook page. And now I'm going to stay here. I want to boost this now because I want to get more leads from it. Now, how can you get leads for free? Well, if you are somebody who joins a lot of local groups like Grand Rapids, new to town groups, Grand Rapids informed groups, if you're, county informed groups, your township groups, events groups, garage sale groups, and follow the rules of those groups and provide value to those groups. Then if you once a week post a just listed in your neighborhood type post, like, oh my gosh, you guys, I know a lot of people are always looking for, property that have at least 3 acres. Well, guess what? There's one in our area, and check out this listing. Okay. And you're going to get tons of free leads. I get mostly free leads. Okay. But if you want to boost them, I do that once in a while too. And so I'll show you how to do that. You can pay kvCore $60 to boost something for you, or you can do it yourself for free for $5 and probably get more quality leads and maybe more leads. So here is the post preview. From here, I'm going to boost the post. And then it shows this objective part. You're going to change this to send people to your website. And you guys, in my 10 essentials to fast start your kvCore, I go through this training really in detail too. So I'm not going to spend too much time here. I don't like send a message. I'm going to say learn more. Special ad category. You're selling real estate, so you have to choose the ad category of housing. You can't mess with gender and age because you sell real estate and you have to follow for your housing laws, but you can choose your area. So I am going to get rid of Wyoming here, Michigan. I'm just going to do Grand Rapids, Michigan. There it is. And you can do a 15-mile radius up to 50 miles. And I like to choose, you can choose interests. And I like to choose home improvement, house hunting, and Zillow. I'm going to get rid of this life insurance one. Home improvement, house hunting, and Zillow. Those are the interests that work best for me. And I'm going to save. And then don't worry about this. It's doing this a lot lately. It still works because I know the post works because I looked at it. The post works great. So don't worry what this previews. And then you can change, like, how much do you want to spend? Well, I want to spend $5 for one day. Okay, cool. That's what I want. If you have a Facebook pixel installed on your kvCore, great. Add that. If not, don't worry about it. And then you're going to boost. Okay, so that's that. And then it will get approved or not. And I don't have any more time to explain that, because now the last thing I want to talk about is social media posts. Yes, you have to have a Facebook business page, and you want to introduce yourself on Facebook as a new agent. And you can do that in a couple of ways with maybe Facebook Lives. And there's also some tools that those of you that are in eXp Realty, you have eXp Marketing Center. Those of you not in eXp Realty, you can access the same types of materials that are just not branded to eXp, that are, you can brand to yourself at breakthroughbroker.com. Okay, but I'm just going to type in here. So I'm going to go to social media right here. and you'll see, then you're going to sign in with your EXP passport for you EXP agents. And you'll see there's some different social media posts. You can grab banners, social media banners. Let's see if I go to social media shareables. Where is that? Okay. If you cap, you can put that. I think this is the right one. Oh yeah, so here's like a EXP introduction template. There's a few to choose from. So let's do that. And again, these types of templates or these ideas are on breakthroughbroker.com as if you don't have EXP Marketing Center. So what you're going to do is you're just going to, you can change your headline, you can write your own little bio, and then you can change this out, put your own picture there. Okay. Accept the photo, use this image. Look at me. Okay. So you can change your city, change whatever, you make sure your right information is in there. And then you can download this as like a PNG file. That's what I'm going to recommend. Download as a PNG file. And then you can share this post on social media. Or you could send it in an email. You could take this picture that we just created, and that could be the picture you send in your email that we just scheduled. That could be your picture that you send in your email. You can text it to people, whatever you want to do. You want to announce yourself. You don't want to be a secret agent. Okay. And the other thing I'm going to suggest is Facebook Live. And in my training that I'm gifting you about different ways to use video, you can learn how to do that. So that's how I'd like you to get started with kvCore as a new agent. At the very end, I'm going to make sure I give you a document that's going to have all these links I shared with you in it. And I'm going to go over that. And then you're also going to get a couple of email reminders of what I sent you and what you're getting for free. Okay. And how to access those free things. So how are you going to learn kvCore now? Well, you all got my 10 essentials to fast start your kvCore. So you guys are going to promise me that you're going to take that. Then you have the kvCore training. You can go here into kvCore, and in your dashboard here, you'll see there's this agent success plan. I've never taken it. People tell me that my classes help them way more than any others. So just saying. Okay. And then let's see what else can you do. There's a support training portal here, learning portal, webinar schedule, support center with training articles. If you're an EXP, you can go to expcloud.com and look at our calendar of training events. There's a couple different kvCore trainings, whether it's Q&As or advanced trainings. We also have a kvCore room inside EXP World. You can go and talk to a tech person that knows kvCore really well, and it's devoted for kvCore, so you can go in the world and check that out. I have a DIY guide, which I'm going to be sharing with you. I also, on Monday nights at 5 p.m. Eastern, I do my free happy hour, my kvCore happy hour. Oops. And where I teach a variety of things. I've got a YouTube channel just for real estate agents, which I'm going to make sure you have that access and can learn all about it. I have an on-demand training that you pay for called Genie in the Bottle, which is got all the training you need to DIY it yourself. And then I'm also in the summer doing this series called Summer Jam, which is like a supplement of extra things you can do on top of all the basics that you got in Genie in the Bottle. And you can buy it as a bundle if you want to. And then I have my setup service. And in my setup service, we set you up and provide both on-demand and live Q&A opportunities. And so really quick, I just want to go over what's not included in our setup and then what is. We're not going to redesign your kvCore template. That's like a $1,200 thing you can do with somebody fancy. We're not going to add testimonials for you. It's real simple to do. We give you instructions how to do it. We're not going to create custom landing pages for you. I give you all the training so you can learn how to do that, and you can come in live Q&As and ask me how to do it. I don't provide kvCore tech support because kvCore is its own company that provides its own tech support. I don't do one-on-one coaching because I sell real estate, and I do this this is like my side gig that I really started as a kindness of my heart, and I still want to sell real estate. I don't want to just teach people kvCore one-on-one all day. Okay. But if you get my setup, you get opportunities to have time with me. We don't import leads for you. kvCore can do it. We don't assign campaigns to your new leads for you when we do the setup service. We just give you the campaigns and then you can assign them to people. And we don't charge recurring charges. It's a one-time fee when we do a setup for you. So what is included? We're going to optimize the website and just make it is going to definitely look prettier and it's going to work really well. It's going to function. We're going to make sure you have good search engine optimization opportunities inside your kvCore so you can be found better. And we are going to refresh the look and feel, but we can't change how it looks all together. We can just give you new background pictures, accent colors, widgets, that kind of thing. We can add custom pages and blog posts. We do add a few of those. We give you squeeze page links to get started with. It's like your starter kit. And then we teach you how to use those, how to leverage those. I give you a strategy guide. You get 10 custom campaigns that we install for you that you can start using. And then you get access to the Presto community platform. And this is where for collaboration and updates. And it's only for those who got my setup. It's not on Facebook, it's somewhere separate and you get access to that. And you can get help in there with your peers that are got my setup too. Plus for me, you also get the setup review on demand training courses that you can review at any time. You get them forever and ever. And it's not only what we did for your setup and how you can leverage the tools we created for you, but also just how to use kvCore in general, adding contacts, working with your sphere, lead generating, on-demand training. But then you get 1 year access to me to join me on live Q&As that aren't like a webinar like this. It's interactive and there's small groups. It's like 5 people usually show up tops. I've never had more than 8 at one time. And it's usually sometimes I've only had 1 person or 2 people. And you can ask me anything about the setup, about using kvCore. If you want to talk through an idea that you have and you need help strategizing, for your kvCore marketing, you have access to that for a year. And I host them 4 times a month at a variety of times. So everybody has an opportunity to sign up. And then I do have options for add-ons, like additional campaigns, more than the ones we already provided, customizing your widgets so they can point wherever you want them to, and a custom newsletter template we'll build for you that you can use that template over and over again. We do have a Facebook business page set up where we can set up you a new page or refresh your current one. We also do intro video editing. So if you recorded yourself just with a selfie phone video, and we can make it pretty with music and graphics. And we also do WordPress websites set up. So ta-da! This is what my life has turned into, while also selling a good amount of houses, I might add. I'm not iconing yet, but I'm way more than capping, and that's fun. But anyway, so that's that. So I'm going to share now, as promised, my DIY guide. So just to tell you what this is, first of all, it's going to take you to my website for kvCore stuff and things. And you can learn more about my setup service. You can sign up for my kvCore happy hours. You can learn about other webinars I host. You can get access to all my on-demand training, whether it's some free on-demand courses, or which you're all getting anyway, or paid ones, and my website services, my DIY guide that I just gave you now. You can get it here. Or I also do prospecting power hour once a week. You can check out what that is and sign up there. And so that's the first thing in the DIY guide. And I just clicked on the main page to get that. You can purchase my Fast Start class, but you guys are getting it for free. So that's coming in the email. You'll have access to that. This little lesson, 5 everyday features to kvCore, just explain what kvCore is. I have this webinar I did recently, 5 tips for getting started with kvCore that are more advanced, like talking about your branding, talking about the smart number, talking about what domain to use, if you're on a team, if you have more than one MLS, that kind of stuff. How to leverage kvCore on Facebook. I go into more detail about creating a Facebook business page and what to do with it, and more into detail about, boosting and posting on Facebook. I have like a little snippet series on my YouTube channel of just little pieces of my Genie in a Bottle program. So you can kind of see the kind of content that's in there, or you can just purchase the complete series on demand. You're getting my top 5 free marketing strategies for realtors, so don't worry about that. I also have this class, 10 ways to reach your sphere with kvCore, and you can see the training slides plus the recording. You're also already getting how to create and send a custom email newsletter. This is the information about working with a lender and adding a lender, the form to add that if you're with eXp Realty anyway. What you should be doing with kvCore every day, 5 things you should be doing with kvCore. I have some information here, and then more resources for all the things. Okay. All right.